I have tried a lot of exhaust systems on my C8 ZR1 already, but I think we just got the definitive one from the guys over at Soul. This is Soul Performance's full flow-through competition exhaust for the C8 ZR1. We have catless downpipes directly into a very short midpipe, bypassing any muffler whatsoever and right out the tips. This is definitely going to be the loudest exhaust system we have put on the ZR1 yet. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. In future videos, we're going to be putting this car on the dyno with the new system, see how much power we picked up, then as always, back to the drag strip and back to the circuit track to see real-world results and performance of any part that I put on the car. But other than the sound and the weight savings, what I really like is this is all stainless steel. Now it seems that everybody, the big craze, wants titanium exhaust systems. However, on a car like mine, I don't want titanium. While titanium is lighter, it does not like consistent heat-cool cycles. It's very prone to becoming brittle and cracking over time. And you might think, well, all the race cars use titanium, so that should be what I use too. A lot of those parts on the race car are designed to be replaced after a certain amount of races or a certain amount of time. They're not designed for longevity. So on an exhaust system that I'm gonna have in a production car that I'm gonna track all the time and put tens of thousands of miles on, I want something that's gonna last. I want stainless steel, not titanium. But even though it's stainless steel, weight is not a problem. This entire system weighs 32 pounds. That is 12 pounds lighter than just the stock cats on this car. The stock exhaust system for the ZR1 weighs 115 pounds, and like I said, this weighs 32 pounds, so we're saving upwards of 80 pounds, even with a stainless steel system. And not only do we have a new exhaust, but we also have a new set of wheels for the drag strip. And if you're not new here, you know we mean business and want to see how fast we can go in the quarter mile. So I got a set of Forgeline beadlock wheels. These are custom made for the ZR1 to fit around its massive brakes. We're on Nitto NT555R2, I think. Drag radials, which these are 345 width. These are gonna massively improve my 60-foot 0 to 60 time and overall quarter mile. And we also got a nice white ring that replaces the black ring to match the car, and I think that's gonna look awesome. As usual, there's a bunch of parts to test and go on the ZR1. Next, we're gonna go to the shop to get this mounted. The exhaust currently on it is the stock mufflers, but I've been running Soul Performance's high flow cats, which I've enjoyed for the last couple months. But I messaged them and say, let's go a little louder. And they sent over this system. So huge shout out to Soul. Really excited to hear how this sounds.
Now we're at Wolves Den Customs in Orlando, Florida, owned by my friend Jim, who's going to be taking care of the install. To get to the muffler section of the exhaust on the C8 Corvette, the entire rear bumper has to come off. Note though, if you are just doing a cat or downpipe swap and not messing with the muffler, the rear bumper removal is not required. But in this case, since I'm taking the muffler out, the bumper has to come off. First step is to remove the wing and rear wheels, then the trunk liner and intake hatch to access the air intake in the rear. The wheel liner also has to come out to access the 3 bolts holding the bumper and rear quarter panel together. Then a series of bolts underneath, as well as another 12 or so in the trunk area. Followed by the bolts holding the downpipe and muffler together, which are just behind the intake. After that, the bumper just lifts off, giving you access to the muffler. The muffler slides out the back, but we also need to remove the downpipes, which are the tricky part here. Luckily, there's a nice access hole to reach the bolts connecting the downpipe to the turbo manifold. And after removing the intake, the high flow cats or stock cats lift right out the back once they've been loosened. Now that the entire system is out, we can get a close look at the LT7 engine. This is the entire stock system weighing about 115 pounds. And this is the Soul Performance system that is significantly smaller and lighter, weighing only 32 pounds. Now that the old system is off, the new downpipes can go in, just as the stock ones came out. First the left, then the right. Getting the downpipes out is really the hardest part of the job. From here, it's just connecting the new midpipes and tips, reinstalling the intake, and buttoning up the rear bumper, and you're basically good to go.
All right, it is back from the shop. As you can see, it is in the garage. It has also been entirely PPF'd from front to back. We're gonna pull it out here in a second, but I actually haven't heard a full cold start yet. Obviously, I drove the car home, but I haven't driven it since, and I know it's incredibly loud. Just judging on how loud it is from inside, sitting beside it with a full cold start is gonna be crazy. I also have a decibel meter. Now with no muffler and full flow-through pipes, pretty sure it's going to max out this meter because I think it only goes up to 130 decibels, which is as loud as a modern Formula One car. So
My neighbors are gonna hate me. So we're at about 126 decibels upon cold start. Formula One car is 130. It's very loud. Video probably does not do it justice. It is ridiculously loud.
starting to rain, so I pulled it inside, but I hope you guys can hear just how ridiculously insane this thing sounds. It sounds super good. Make no mistake though, it is obnoxiously loud. It does not do, the camera does not do it justice. Your phone or computer speakers cannot output the decibel levels and tone that this car is putting out, or most cars with exhausts online that are putting out. It sounds significantly more impressive in person, but like I said, make no mistake, it is obnoxiously loud. There's no valve system mode selection with this exhaust system. It is full flow, loud, all the time. So make note of that. If you have a ZR1 or this is a system that you are considering, if you drive it every day, it may get kind of annoying. It's very, very loud. For what I use this car for, which is mainly track or show purposes, it's perfectly fine. I don't drive this car every single day, despite having, you know, over 6,000 miles on it. It's not my commuter vehicle, so day-to-day driving isn't really a problem. But if this is a car that you're gonna drive almost every day, several times a week, and this is a system that you're considering, I might consider something with a muffler. Solstill makes some awesome products and you don't have to go this ridiculous. What I had on it before, which was the stock muffler with their high flow cats, was super good. Sounded really good, a little less turbo noise, not as many pops and bangs, but it was a lot more subdued and livable. This is very, very loud. If that's what you want, you just want loud, aggressive, pops and bangs, turbo noises, you don't care about your neighbors, then this system is definitely for you. I'm happy with it, but if you want something a little bit quieter, I basically just use these downpipes with somewhat of a muffler from, you know, a company of your choice or Sol. And I'm sure I'm going to be asked, so I'll answer it here. Is there any check engine light? Is there any issue with disconnecting the valves and whatnot? So answer yes and no. So if you do this system, if you basically mess with the cats whatsoever on the ZR1 or Z06, you're gonna have a check engine light. And if you disconnect the valves in the exhaust, you're also gonna have a different light or check engine light for the valves, something being wrong with the valves. I have neither of these purely because this system uses the existing valves off of the stock muffler and just relocates them and kind of tucks them up into the bumper. So the valves are still connected, they're just not connected to anything. They don't activate anything, but it keeps the computer happy, it doesn't throw you a code. Check engine light, yes, you're gonna have a check engine light if you do this modification and you don't tune it, or if you have one of these. So I don't even know what this is called. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but it plugs into the OBD2 port underneath the dashboard and it automatically clears any emissions codes. Still lets any other engine code come through, but anything regarding emissions, catalytic converter, anything, it automatically clears and you never even see the light. They're pretty expensive. Like I said, I got this from a buddy shop of mine. And I don't have like a code or anything for these, but I would look into this if that's something you're considering and you don't want to tune it. So now the ZR1 is basically full bolt-on. I have the intake, I have the downpipes, I have the full exhaust, but I'm not tuned. I'm still running a stock tune, which is usually not the way it goes. Usually you want to tune it right away to not only protect the engine, but also get the most power out of these modifications as you possibly can. I've held off on a tune just to maintain the drivetrain warranty because it's a $250,000 car. But one thing I'm just hoping, the ECU that these cars use, which is from Bosch, the Global B system, can self-correct for certain parameters like fuel, like air temperature and amount of air. I'm hoping that the system is self-correcting enough to the point where it's not, at least not damaging anything, even though I'm almost certainly missing power at the top end because I've increased so much airflow and removed so much restriction. The engine's certainly getting more air, but is it correcting enough to give it more fuel, or is it throttling the amount of air to adjust for the amount of fuel that it's getting? I don't know. All I'm worried about is that making sure that the engine is cool, that it's correcting as it should. So we're gonna be doing some data logging this upcoming week to make sure everything's all good, but I'm doing it the smart way and making sure it gets logged just to make sure the car's all good. But that is pretty much the end of the video. I sure hope you guys enjoyed. This car has reached its final form in terms of modifications. I can't twin turbo it because it's already done, but it reached its final form barring a tune, and I'm super, super pleased with how this system sounds. Again, huge thank you to Soul for sending the system over. I sent back the high-flow cats that were on it in exchange for this one, and it sounds phenomenal. And I love that it's all stainless steel, not titanium. Quality was great, everything super impressed, and the guys at Soul are awesome. So shout out to them. Shout out to Paragon Performance for the Venturi air intake. And also, we got sponsor codes now. If you guys go on Paragon Performance or E5 Wheels, so E5 Wheels are the guys that sponsor the wheels for the car, you can use code WHEELER, just WHEELER at Paragon Performance or E5 Wheels for a discount. And that'd be awesome. And hopefully I can save you guys some money. Works out for me, good deal for everybody. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments about the system or anything else, leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next video.